Okay, so I get really interested when I see keyboards that do not conform to the norm. Take for example this SikakeyB AB Red Hat GS66. It's got a 60% form factor quite alright, but it's got 68 keys with an ergonomic design that basically changes the layout completely, and it's got 2 extra keys in the middle with a 3-pit split spacebar system. There are also some things that might hurt you if you are a mechanical keyboard enthusiast, like the 1U shift keys, which is honestly not great. You do get used to it with this form factor over time using this keyboard. So in this video, we're going to talk about this keyboard extensively so that you can decide if this keyboard is for you. Okay, so first off, the unboxing experience. You get this SikakeyB x Skylong box that when you open, you are actually greeted with the manual for this keyboard that basically tells you how to use this keyboard and all the function layers, as well as how to turn on the Bluetooth and change the Bluetooth functions and so on and so forth. Next, you actually get the keyboard itself in all of its glory, wrapped in some nylon, and you might notice that my keyboard is already on and the RGB is going off. That's probably because this keyboard does not have any on or off button, but more on that later on in the video. Beyond the actual keyboard itself though, you're also going to get some extra legends for macOS users, and you get a very high quality silver braided USB-C cable that looks really good, and it looks like it's going to last a very long time. Beyond that though, you're going to get the PCB stabilizer replacement for if you want to change the 3-pit spacebar into a single spacebar, and in the same breath you also get the regular spacebar keycap included inside of that nylon. Aside that, you get some extra switches, you get a keycap pillar, and you get the odd swap tool. Now this keycap pillar is the plastic kind, not the wire kind, so I'll never advise you to actually use this on your keycaps if you don't want to damage them. Now jumping straight into the physical bits of the keyboard, like I said before, it's a 60% layout, and you actually get the USB-C port on the back towards the left side with this keyboard, and that's about the only thing you get on the board. On the bottom of the keyboard, you get 4 non-slip rubber feet that are non-adjustable and help you keep the keyboard in place on your desk so it does not move around, and the entire keyboard is a very solid plastic piece of equipment that does not have a lot of flex when you try to flex it. It's pretty sturdy. Now moving on to the keycaps for this, these are dye sublimated PPT keycaps, and they will last a very long time without any shine or any fade. They're very high quality, so you should be fine with this OEM keycaps. Most especially because you're probably going to have a very hard time replacing this set of keycaps anyway because of the 1U right and left shift keys, as well as the oddly sized enter key and the other customized keys in the middle of the board. Now this keyboard is hot swappable, and my unit came with Gate-Around browns, which basically means you can completely change all the switches to whatever switches that you like, that are basically the regular MX style switches with the 5 pins. Now the major marketing gimmick for this keyboard is supposed to be the typing experience, because this is supposed to be more ergonomic. But what I found is this keyboard has a little bit of a steep learning curve. You're going to have to take some time trying to figure out how to actually use this keyboard and getting used to it before you start to love it. At the beginning, on the first day bringing this keyboard out of the box, when I tried to use this keyboard, you're constantly trying to hit the shift key and you're hitting the Z key, or you're trying to hit the Z key and you hit the X key, and you try to hit enter or you hit something else. Like, it gets a little annoying at the start, but you do get used to it after a few days. And speaking of those 2 keys in the middle, the red one is defaulted to being a delete key, while the large SikakeyB key is going to be default to enter. But of course, you can actually change all of this with some macro settings and macro this to do whatever you want. The RGB settings for this keyboard can be changed on board or can be customized with the GK software, but unfortunately, as at the time of making this video, that software is only available for Windows. So just before I attach a typing test so that you can listen to what the Gate-Around browns on this keyboard actually sounds like, here's my actual verdict about this keyboard. This is a fantastic 60% form factor keyboard that's probably going to serve you very well if you're a gamer or somebody who just like ergonomic boards. You do have to put in mind though that you will need to set some time aside for the learning curve, which can be very steep, especially if you're coming from like a full-size keyboard or a TKL or an 87% keyboard or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to see more information about pricing and availability for this keyboard, please follow the link in the description, and I guess I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Enjoy the typing test.